Hello, this is Ryan Uncle Reviews, and this is the review discussion of episode 207, season 2, episode 7, 7th episode, season 2 of Hell's Kitchen. This came out July 24th, 2006, and yeah, we're coming back off from Maribel's elimination last episode. So it starts off, Keith and Garrett, everyone's coming back. Keith and Garrett make a promise together because they're pretty close as the last two guys. They would pick each other if one of them were to win an individual individual challenge, like a reward. Watching too much Survivor lately, whatever. But yeah, so they get back there. That's important for later. Black Jackets time. There's only 5 left. It's kind of crazy. They completed a service with 3 people on each team. And their first challenge is the 10 ingredient one. Everyone gets the 10 ones. It's kind of a very standard challenge, nothing that sticks out, but you know, it's Black Jackets. Nothing too exciting yet. So dishes are like veal and shrimp and whatnot. Prawns actually. Garrett's is cooked good, but too much saffron. Heather has prawns very nice, but her spinach was dirty, it wasn't cleaned all the way. Virginia has really good presentation, and it was delicious, according to Ramsay. Sarah's was boring, presentation-wise, in a while, but it worked well. And Keith's was cooked perfectly. So, yeah. At the end, Keith won. And if you remember the promise at the beginning, Keith defies that for some reason, and chooses Virginia for being, like, second place. Which is really weird. It's a pretty standard Las Vegas reward. It's pretty big, but, you know, it was weird. You know, I don't really know why. But, he says it's just because he has second best, but I don't know. And then, the losers had to fumigate the kitchen, which, aside from the saran wrap and the taping, it's pretty cool. That's a high tier punishment if you're ranking on how cool they are. Garrett confronts Keith about it. The way the editors frame this, they have him sharpening his knife in the dorms, like waiting for Keith to get back. Because Garrett's, a lot of what they talk about him is that he used to be a convict. He spent some years in the clink. It's where he learned to cook and whatnot. So they're trying to make it look like he's gonna kill Keith or something, which is kind of nuts to frame something like that. Which is a really weird decision on the editor's part and the producer's part in general. Keith apologizes, but Garrett's still pretty mad. On to service. It starts off, Keith's challenge-winning dishes on the menu, and they say we're gonna have a 12 top today. Starting off on apps, Sarah and Heather. Sarah overcooks her scallops. She uses it doesn't use a non-stick pan, which leads to a really funny voice crack interaction with Ramsay. So here, just listen to this. I don't think I can show the video because it's copyrighted, but I think I can still play it.
Yes, chef.
If you saute scallops in a non-stick pan, they won't stick. That's why it's called fucking non-stick. I don't know what non-stick means in Texas, sweetheart, but fuck me.
Yes, chef.
His voice cracks are always the best part. Like when he was yelling at Tom earlier in the season and whatnot. But yeah, that's probably one of my favorite, probably my favorite moment in this episode. Heather sends a bland risotto, and Apps is kind of struggling for about 20 minutes at the beginning of service before they recover after that. On entrees, Garrett and Keith are doing well. Virginia's keeping slow on garnishes. She had like 20 something orders, so it was kind of understandable why it was so slow. Garrett mistimes his chicken. He told someone, I think sous chef Marianne, she needed 1 minute, and it ended up being 3 minutes. When he sends it up, it's raw, like super raw. And for with Ramsey, this is unforgivable. This is like #1 sin, which I don't know, because I distinctly remember in season 11, Barrett sent raw chicken twice to sous chef James's pregnant wife. I don't think he went home. Let me fact check that. Yep. Yeah, he didn't get eliminated for sending raw chicken twice, which is insane to me. But I guess at this point, raw chicken is completely unforgivable. Because, you know, a raw beef, people eat that. A raw pork, people eat that. Raw fish, people eat that, but chicken will kill you. Yeah, so after that he gets switched off. After that one mistake, he gets switched with Keith. I think for Fish Station. Which I think Keith should have been on meat to begin with. Because he had his own special dish on there anyways. But I digress. I think they purposely choose the stations to be on different people to try and make mistakes. Like Curtis, season 8. I'll put him on the sushi station when he was really bad in the sushi challenge. But whatever, it doesn't matter. There's this one lady. She comes to the kitchen about how long it might take. Ramsey's like insulting her, as he does with all the guests. And she takes the plate and she dumps it. She takes the tray and she pushes off. So the whole table's worth of stuff gets like trashed. Sets the kitchen a little bit back. So he calls out security on her and she gets escorted out of the restaurant. Which is nuts. Out of all the customer interactions, that one definitely sticks out a lot. 12 top arrived. Jean-Philippe has a great moment. He's a great maitre d' because he's always buying time for the kitchen with large tables. We see this a bunch of times. He's like flirting with the bachelorette party. He's great in this episode. The 12 top appetizers went out really well with Heather and Sarah, which is good. But Virginia, after that, sends some poor garnishes, were too buttery. After that, Garrett sends up some chewed up salmon. Ramsey makes fun of JP again. Was like, what are you trying to do? Lose your virginity? JP's the whole episode is great. Yeah, and they complete the service. So in my opinion, that was a decent service for this point in the show. But he says there's a lack of teamwork, which I agree with. And he puts Keith as the best of the worst. To spit in his face only just a little bit more, Keith nominates Virginia and Garrett. So I don't know what happened to the kind of alliance promise they made to each other, but it's completely shattered. This was like his chance for redemption. I definitely think Sarah should have gone up because she had terrible teamwork with Heather. No one has enjoyed working with Sarah. She is not a team player. I think those two were way more worthy to get nominated. And then Garrett goes home. Because that raw chicken is unforgivable, I guess. Despite this being the 4th time Virginia is nominated. It's, whatever. I did enjoy Garrett. I just, I wish they had a chance to fully flesh out like the prison recovery plot line. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, this is a great episode. The Garrett incident, the non-stick, the customer, the 12 top, the John Philippe. There's nothing that hugely stands out, and I could have sworn this was the lamb sauce episode, but I think I missed that. I like. I don't know what episode. I could have sworn that was this episode, but I could not find it for the life of me. But whatever. It's a great episode, a lot of great moments. Nothing like too huge. Probably the most notorious part is the non-stick part. It's hilarious. But yeah, all around great.